Hello again, BC. Mark here. So today I'm going to do my competition entry for Telegram Sam. I don't know if you're aware of Telegram Sam's channel. I'm still a relative newcomer to the Mallard community. I'm discovering new channels almost daily. But I came across Sam's channel a few days ago. Absolutely loving it. Fantastic channel. I've been spending time kind of catching up on some older videos on her channel, and there's absolutely really good stuff on there. She's been showing some really good records, great tasty music. She's been in a competition for a push for 600 subs, which, well, she's well and truly over that now. The last time I checked, I think she was at 868, so congratulations, Sam, well done and much deserved. Really good stuff. If you've not checked Sam's channel out, I really suggest you do so. I will put a link in the description, but just have a look at the channel, give some thumbs up, some subs. Really good channel. So yeah, so Sam's doing the Connect 4, she's called it, and she basically wants us to connect 4 records. So I'm going to start off with Toto's a Toto 4 from 1982. Really good album. It actually took me a while to get a copy of this, not because it's particularly difficult to get hold of, but because I'm just tight-fisted. I was convinced that this would at some point turn up in a charity shop, but so far it hasn't. So eventually I thought I'm just going to buy a copy on eBay, which I did. Really good album. Obviously, Roseanne's on here, Africa. Yeah, it's really fantastic stuff. My one criticism, and this is just me being pedantic, but on the subject of the track Africa, and I absolutely love Africa. I remember watching it as a kid on Top of the Pops, loving the video, loving the tune even more. Really good stuff. But there was always that one line that kind of niggled me, the one about Kilimanjaro rising like Olympus above the Serengeti. Well, no, it doesn't. No, it just doesn't. I don't get the Olympus reference. I mean, that's the mountain in Greece, in Europe, a completely different continent to Africa. But even if you take Olympus out of the equation, you're still left with like this idea that Kilimanjaro rises above the Serengeti. There's over 200 miles distance between Kilimanjaro and the Serengeti. If you're on the Serengeti and you're looking at some particular area of mountainous range, it isn't Kilimanjaro, it can't be. And if you're on Kilimanjaro looking across the African wilderness, you're not looking at the Serengeti. 200 miles apart, you know what I mean? Brilliant song, but factually wildly inaccurate. Anyway, I've got that off my chest. So, on with the link. Yeah, so the link is Toto's drummer, Jeff Porcaro. Absolutely brilliant drummer. I should say the late Jeff Porcaro. I think he passed away in the early 90s, 92, 93, I think. As well as being Toto's drummer, he was also a really prolific session drummer. He's played with pretty much, over the years, he's played with everyone. If you look at his Wikipedia entry of his discography, the list just goes on and on and on. He's played with Michael Jackson, Madonna, Bruce Springsteen, Dave Gilmour. It just goes on and on and on. One band that he's also played with was Pink Floyd during the recording of this album, The Wall. Now, when they came to recording the track Mother, Mother's actually recorded in 3 different time signatures, and apparently Pink Floyd's drummer Nick Mason was really struggling to go fluently from one time signature to the next. And they were under quite a strict time limit to actually get this record recorded. That, coupled with the fact that this was the peak of the period where Roger Waters pretty much hated the rest of the band, and the rest of the band pretty much hated Roger Waters. So Roger Waters was getting increasingly frustrated at Nick Mason. So they ended up bringing in Jeff Porcaro, and Jeff Porcaro did the drums to Mother. So yeah, next time you listen to this album, you're listening to Mother. That's actually Jeff Porcaro playing drums, not Nick Mason. The next thing is a little tenuous. In 2005, there was a tribute album. There's a tribute version of The Wall that came out. It was called Back to the Wall. And it was, again, the actual personnel on that album just reads like a who's who of prog rock at the time. Everyone was on there. Ian Anderson was on there. There was Ian Anderson, Dweezil Zappa was on there. Tony Levin was on there from King Crimson. And basically, they all took a song from The Wall and kind of sang it themselves. So the one that I'm going to refer to is Ian Anderson, Jethro Tull. So Ian Anderson sang on Thin Ice. I was actually hoping to show a copy of the record. I've never had a vinyl copy, but I do have a copy on CD, and I can't for the life of me find it. I've checked in the garage amongst some other CDs, but I know a while back I did lend quite a lot of stuff out, and I've to this day actually got it back, so I'm guessing it was in amongst some of that stuff. But yeah, Ian Anderson sang on Thin Ice on that tribute album. So that's my link from Pink Floyd The Wall to Ian Anderson. So the next link is, this was a band called Mallard. Mallard consisted of 3 ex-members of Captain Beefheart's Magic Band. Basically, in 1974, Captain Beefheart was under pressure from his band members to actually try and get some commercial success, because I think at that point they were surviving on like food hampers from friends and relatives and little cash donations here and there, but they wasn't really making a great deal of money. So the rest of the band basically said to Beefheart, look, you've got to do something else, we're out of here. So Beefheart's response was to come up with the it's Unconditionally Guaranteed album, which was Beefheart's stab at kind of commercial success. You only got to look at the cover of that album and it kind of tells you everything. It shows Beefheart clutching fistfuls of dollar bills. It was just an attempt at some commercial success, but it failed, and consequently 3 of the members, which was Bill Harkleroad, Mick Bosson and Art Tripp, left the Magic Band and formed their own band called Mallard. And this was, I think the actual production of this album was financed by Ian Anderson of Jethro Tull, so there's a link for this one. This is a really good album. They only did 2 albums. They did this and another one called A Different Climate. This was by far, well, in my opinion, this was by far the best one. This is such a good album. It's actually, it's not, it reminds me of kind of Grateful Dead in parts. But yeah, this was Mallard from 1974. So yeah, that's my connection from Ian Anderson, and that's my entry for Telegram Sam's competition. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.